Oh, I thought we might be going live already. It was just bullshit.
Yeah, no, I was just waiting for you to get settled.
And we're settled.
Yeah.
Apparently, you went live 8 minutes ago on us.
I don't think that's accurate.
Well, I mean, it's in my.
No, we've only been live for 17 seconds, 18, 19, 20 seconds now that it's caught up.
I got the thing at 15 on my phone. So, yeah.
I did edit the title around that amount of time ago, I think, but I didn't start the stream until just now.
I see.
I could see that, in my subscription box, I could see it.
Oh, okay. It might have been like preparing to go live or some shit like that. Yeah. I still haven't figured that out. I keep meaning to, like, every time I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'll make a note of it. I'll watch a quick tutorial on how to, going live in 5 minutes, like set that shit up. And I keep forgetting to do it. So maybe right after the stream is done, I'll watch a tutorial just so I have it in my brain.
Maybe. I'm going to vote for probably not.
That's probably what's going to happen. I'm pretty tired now. I may not remember by the end of the stream.
Gonna fall asleep next to this keyboard and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with drool on the Y key.
There's been a couple nights. Yeah.
I was genuinely concerned about falling asleep pre-stream.
Oh, yeah.
I was zoning. I was zonking.
Well, wouldn't be the first time you fell asleep pre-stream.
Sounds like a bedwetting joke. I don't even understand.
It's in there. For sure it is. Like, you got to dig deep, but the joke's there. For sure.
I prefer to not
back
think about
to
it.
young Paul.
That's charitable of you. Usually we insinuate that it happened like last week or some shit.
Oh, exactly. Cheers to Black Frost in chat. What up?
Hey, man. Oh, I may need to get another drink already. We haven't even started.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Not a great sign, but a good sign.
It's a sign of things to come, so to speak.
Sign of the times. It's a sign of the times.
It sure is. Yep.
It's odd how, like, perfect that works, too.
Black Frost, Dick Richards, thanks for joining us.
Welcome aboard the Midnight Madness. It's not midnight, and it's not all that crazy, so just manage your expectations accordingly.
Yeah, like, we're talking 7:18 kind of madness. This ain't no midnight madness.
Yeah,
I'm almost 40. This is as mad as I'm getting.
This is midnight madness for me. Oh, so close to a spit take on Joe.
Yeah.
I remember 28. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Hanson, 357. Also, what are you guys carrying tonight? We'll probably ask that more than once, depending on how many people trickle in this evening. So,
indeed. And apparently Matt is drinking a cherry porter because he hates himself.
Well, he asked me if I wanted to try it, but he also said in the same sentence, I'm not going to ask you because I know you'll hate it. And he's right. He's definitely right.
I appreciate the shadow of that offer.
I do occasionally like a good, like, stout. Occasionally. But they don't make
a good stout what?
I'm just gonna leave that one right there.
Was there a period at the end of that? I thought you were gonna keep talking there.
Man, if I had my ZT 121 nearby, lift that up with the camera.
That would have been perfect timing.
That's a stout little knife, man.
Indeed.
That thing's been kicking around in the garage for the last couple of months. Yeah.
Just kicking around the garage.
Ben, thanks for joining us as well. The Domino's a nice knife. XHP. Good
Yep.
times.
I'm always jealous when I see guys with that frickin' knife. Discoed before its time. Yeah.
It was one of the better Spyderco flipper offerings, but I'm not convinced Spyderco should be making flippers.
They've been doing a better job since then. Like the Domino was like the one out of like 4 flippers they had at the time that was like consistently good flipping action, it seemed. Since then they've gotten better. Allegedly. I think the last Spyderco with the flipper tab I played with was what was that one we had with the M4 and the titanium? I was gonna get it instead of the ZT.
The Positron.
No. That was the carbon fiber.
You own a smock, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I mean like like that kind of flipper tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those other flippers don't count. Screw that Akuchi.
This is
the
the
Akuchi,
superior
what's up?
flipper tab. The Akuchi. Sorry.
The Akuchi's what's up?
The Akuchi. Yeah. Fuck yeah. It's a sweet knife.
Yeah, they finally figured it out.
I'm still trying to remember what that knife was called with the M4. There was 2 different versions of it. The Mantra.
Mantra. Yeah. Thank you. That's exactly what that was. Uncoated M4 on a ball bearing flipper. Bold choice. Anyway.
A bold choice that you were thinking about buying it more than anything.
Nice knife, nicely built. Just
No. I just mean in the sense that you would seize those bearings in a week.
yeah. Yeah, I hummed and hawed about that one for a while. Ben's got his Adam S. Cardboard box destroyer of worlds. Hell yeah.
Stanson's got his penguin by his side. Little companion penguin.
Just pet him like an evil genius.
Hey, man.
Does that guy have a pet penguin? It's kind of badass.
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah. Penguins
Given
are
the
sick.
option, wouldn't you?
Dude, unless it's one of those emperor penguins. I'm not challenging for alpha status here. I
I
want
was
one
gonna
of those.
say,
No, I want the blue fairy penguins that are like this big.
adorable.
Yeah.
Like one that you could actually put in a bag and like take places.
Just a sack of penguin with
No, I was thinking like, like those little cat knapsacks with a little port window on the
Okay.
side, like that, but like
We
fill it
had
up
a
with
totally
ice.
different idea.
Oh,
For
yeah.
record, those things are an equal level of bad, for sure. Like,
It's not
I don't
great.
care if it's the burlap sack or the kitty window backpack.
Well, I'm
I
not
think
gonna
that
Those are
This with
equally
the
a low. Yeah. You can do that with either one. Well, he just sees what's flying around him in one of those.
Oh,
So you get your kitty ready for space. And Peter's after us now.
yeah.
How do you think Ben Banter got those handles? He was just sitting there one day. Wait, I have an idea.
Oh, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
So what are we carrying tonight?
What are we carrying tonight?
Yeah, Paul. What are we carrying?
We can start here.
Yeah, because I think that's probably the most exciting one, right?
I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. With the Khyber K-Bar boot dagger.
Yeah.
What was that word again?
Khyber?
The Khyber? The Khyber uppercut?
So,
No.
so
Yeah, you wear it under your chin. Come on. Like,
Yep. A little Italian bushcraft here, you know.
I love it and I hate it. Here's
Mhm.
a little selfie of Paul here, totally unedited for your viewing pleasure. And just to get another photo to give you an idea of the scale of this knife in hand. It is a wee lad.
It is just a baby. It is just a little, gentlemanly stabbing device.
Yep.
Can I tell you how nervous I was about dropping it through the sewer grate while I took this picture?
You look like you're ready to be cut by grabbing that thing out of panic if it began to slip. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
My thumb was on it before I took the picture. and on it again immediately after I took the picture.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have been able to stomach risking it because tend to fail at the worst possible moments, and that would have been the worst possible moment to slip.
I would have kicked it across the parking lot before I let it fall in there.
You just
It would
reminded
have
me
ended
of
up in the top of my foot.
I was just gonna say, you just reminded me of a video I saw not too long ago.
Oh,
A video. I've lived that twice.
No. This is actually worse, believe it or not. I think Paul. Did I show you that video, Paul?
Yeah, the steak knife. The guy was stupidly trying to buy the tops put up. No, not even that one.
It was a boot. It was a combat knife of some variety. He had it out in his hand, dropped it, and he was attempting barefoot to kick it from the bottom of the handle into the wall, and instead, into his foot.
Yeah. I thought that was just a steak knife.
No.
I didn't think it was a actual like good knife.
Yeah. It may be just a crappy like M-Tech or something, but like a good sized knife with a pretty nasty tip on it.
Yeah, I have seen that video as well. So yeah,
gives me all kinds of bad feelings. Yeah,
we're getting some coffin handle love in chat, and
nice.
It's the right answer because it's fucking gorgeous, and I officially am part of the Pretentious Dagger Club.
Yes,
with my compatriots here.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Wait, where is that son of a bitch?
I'll go get mine here. Hold on.
Here we go. You want to talk about pretentious? There we go.
There you
go. Oh, and the coffin handled loving that it is. Yeah.
I love the look of the small pins along the perimeter of a knife handle. I just like it.
It was the Khyber uppercut, Ben. Khyber. Khy?
Yeah, Khyber. You are correct.
So, yeah. Pretentious daggers, you say.
We will get into things later about what they are and where it comes from and such and so forth.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the knife that I won in an auction like a month ago-ish, a little bit over.
Halloween, just after Halloween, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Because I was gone Halloween weekend.
So
yeah.
There is a more famous version of this dagger that some of you watching may be more familiar with. This seems to be less commonly seen in the wild now.
That's it.
There's a whole backstory. I'm sure we'll get there tonight.
Indeed. What are y'all carrying?
I was carrying something pretty new to me today because I finally paid it off and I felt comfortable carrying it over the last couple days. Finally, Vero Isotope, I believe. Yeah, Isotope for the large guy. It's my first integral.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, M390, end grain carbon fiber, hand sanded blade. It has the best flipper tab, the only flipper tab that should exist in my mind. But no, I'm not.
It's been consummated, has it? It's been consummated.
I'm actually carrying it. I mean, it's terrifying carrying this thing because it's like if I lose it, there is no replacing it at this point. Not just because it was a lot of money to sink it to one knife, but like I would feel horrible losing this thing. So constantly patting my pocket to make sure, like, okay, it's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, it's a 5.5 ounce knife, so you figure you'd realize if you had dropped it or had it not be there. But
yeah, she's not light, that's for sure. And this angle, Dick Richards, you're right. From this angle, it does look like a folding Perrin Bowie for sure. I don't know, in person, it doesn't quite necessarily have that much of a vibe. The finger choil is choked back compared to a front Perrin, so the balance point is a little bit different. I've held a couple of the Perrin Bowies, the Street Beats and the Bowies, and kicked myself for not actually getting one of the smaller polished Street Beats because that was a sexy knife. But
yeah, those are gorgeous.
Do you ever hold that knife with your middle finger in the choil? I just saw you do it on camera. Never mind. The answer is yes.
That's it, almost exclusively how I hold this thing. Either like that or in a pinch.
He does own a smock, so he's used to holding knives in messed up fashions already. So
I do what I have to for love, man. Damn it, it's for love.
we'll get carpal tunnel for love.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Probably. That's a different kind of love, Paul. It's a different kind.
Self-love, but that's not
Fully
a topic
valid.
of today's discussion.
It's tough love or self-love, did you say?
Self-love, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a little bit of both there for a second.
Well, I mean, if you're getting carpal tunnel, it's definitely a little bit of both, right? Like,
don't king shame me.
I
will, and I have. It's
exactly.
The thing that I like about this knife the most, I think, is the fact that the blade has 3 different finishes on it. Mm-hmm. Where the swedge is a belt finish, the flats are a hand rub, and then the opening hole on the backside, or opening.
Oh yeah, cavity? That's kind of a weird quirk of this design, and a lot of Vero stuff has this, but there's a.
It's like a blasted almost, isn't it?
Yeah, it
blasted
is.
On the inside,
bead blasted. I don't know if it's going to turn up super well in the webcam, but yeah, it is bead blasted.
It's just going to be a pool of rust. That's good times.
It's 20 CV. It should be, or M390. It should be okay.
Yeah, no doubt. After looking at that scale about MagnaCut and the rust resistance and the whatnot, yeah. M390 and 20 CV are doing okay. That's,
I love 20 CV. It's such a nice steel. But it might be my favorite.
So yeah, I guess that's down to me, I guess.
Yes.
Stuff in the things. So I've been carrying so many like new and fancy and amalgamated Frankenstein bailouts and bug outs. And I went back to an old school, went back to the OG knife.
Oh yeah, you sure did.
So, and happened to be cruising around some fancy Christmas lights. So we took advantage of some shots and we got ourselves, it's a 941. It's not with a bug out clip. No.
I mean, I don't think the bug out clip's the right choice.
On the 945, sure, do it up for sure. Swap the clip out because that looks weird with the dick clip on it. But 940, I don't know.
Hey, Osborne wanted you to refer to that as a split arrow clip.
Yeah.
It's a wiener.
Someone split his arrow at birth. It's.
Oh.
Are you going to tell the story of what happened here?
This wasn't in this particular picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get the other picture all ready to go beforehand. But yes, I did drop this knife on the sidewalk. Tip first, very obviously tip first. And the S90 took it like a champ. So, yeah, I was pretty impressed. It's been polished out and cutting good. I was actually just doing a slice test on the tip of it just to see how it worked out. I don't think you can. Check out my scar. I got a couple of them right now, but yeah.
I am repeatedly impressed by the durability of S90 and S110. And I know people like to bitch about it. And I've seen some chopped up, destroyed S110 in person, no less. But I don't know.
I've done some things with this Osborne that I'm like, I would have expected flat spots on other steels, for sure.
Oh, you've told us about running through staples, coming into side of steel racking, dropping it on cement.
Yeah, if it had been like any sort of soft, like a wood target, it would have stuck in like this shot, for sure. Like it hit very acutely, thunk, straight down into the concrete. So
it's impressive stuff.
S90 took that drop better than M4 did in my experience.
Apparently. Yeah.
And to be fair, I think the M4 was a little bit higher. It was about waist height when it hit.
And I bet yours is hardened to a higher Rockwell being a Bark River compared to a Benchmade too.
That's probably true.
So they probably are pushing the limits. Being a Bark River with M4, they're pushing the limits on hardnesses.
And an essential with a blade that big. You can get away with that kind of bullshit.
Well, think too, the amount of mass in that knife versus the lightweight 940. That probably had a big part to do with it too, actually.
That's a good point, actually. That was a chunky boy for being just a small little knife.
Yeah, there's not a lot of weight on this bad boy, that's for sure. But Yeah, we got pretty pictures that night. So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Very nice.
Anything else to address in chat here? It hasn't refreshed for me in a little bit.
Don't even worry about it. Talk about some bullshit and go.
Well, speaking of bullshit, I've been wrong about a few things. So, you want to come clean? Talk about some stuff?
He wants to come clean.
I don't like how you said those things, but that's okay.
Well, I got the towel right here, just in case it gets messy. Joe, do it up.
Well, all right.
we never know how these evenings are going to go. Come on, let's be honest here.
Towels are useful for more than one thing. Don't tell me otherwise. So the things I was wrong about. I was initially very negative about the choice of 4034 stainless for the supposedly and as of yet upcoming Trailmaster, Gurkha Kukri, or Kukri Plus, I can't remember, and the Recon Scout. Cold Steel was supposed to be doing a high-end version in 3V and a more entry-level version in 4034. Apparently there's been some, and I've got to go back and find the link. It was somewhere in a random thread of Blade forums where I found this, but apparently there's been a number of testing videos done on the Kukri with the 4034, and somebody had mentioned in that thread that it was very similar chemically to 420 high carbon, and that is a steel that has similar toughness to 3V. Nowhere near the edge retention, obviously, but the toughness alone is like, that actually makes really good sense for those designs. So for all my negativity prior for budget knives using 4034 meant for hard use and abuse, I do take that back, assuming that Cold Steel is going to do like Cold Steel's done for a long time and properly harden and temper these blades.
So yes, there was forums about it. But do you see anything on Cold Steel's website about 4034 versions? So this was Lynn Thompson's final move before selling to GSM Outdoors. GSM? Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So having said that, that was his last move, as they were changing from A2 to 3V as well as a budget option. And then in the change of hands, all of a sudden there was revamping on the websites. They got a brand new website. All of a sudden 4034 is gone off the face of the map, right?
From those designs, yeah.
Yes. As far as the forum threads talking about Kukri and impact toughness and blah, 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 any particular idea on when they were dated?
Not sure. The thread itself was relatively recent, but the video link, which again I need to go back and try and find, but it's going to be some digging. The video link was the date that I was interested in, but I don't know what that was. So it could have been that this was an earlier sample that someone had early access to and was testing, and that's what I'm thinking is the most likely situation here. But as far as the availability of the Cold Steel 4034, yeah, that definitely a little sus that it's still not available.
Well, I'm honestly just thinking that it's never going to happen, to tell you the truth. It's like something that was this ghost in the wind.
Yeah, I'm thinking either they announce it as a new product for the new year. Once we get into 2022, they might say, hey, look at what we have ready to go. They might do that. It's less likely.
Let's worry about getting some other things on the board.
Yeah, that too. But anyway, my retraction was less to do with the actual knives themselves and more so with the steel choice for those knives. Evidently, 4034 is that still kind of crazy level of toughness. So that's my retraction there. Is maybe it's good for something.
It makes it more interesting in the Kukri as specifically a chopping knife.
Yeah.
Like 5160 makes it a good Kukri chopping whatever sword machete.
Yeah.
And its edge retention's not terribly high.
It's not great.
So I'm interested in seeing more reviews if that ever comes to anything, which I'm kind of in the same boat as Dennis. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, if it ever.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my...
I'm just trying to be hopeful.
Your Arkansas toothpick?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. So actually, it's kind of funny. That might as well segue into one of my topics. I mean,
Sure.
if we're just keeping this train rolling, because I think there's a handful of things.
Yep.
It's actually topic number 3, I believe, Joe.
Let me
It's a
copy
very
that
last
into the window.
link that I sent you. It's a cold steel, or it should come up as a cold steel.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. Let me bring that up.
So I don't know how recent this is, but 3V recons are available as an add to cart item as of I don't know how long ago. But yeah, so they're trickling. They're trickling out. That's a thing now. And for $475 of the bald eagle dollars, you can get yourself one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little tingly, not gonna lie.
Yep. That's cool shit.
So speaking of rolling things out
I was
and
just gonna
4034 versions and blah blah blah, I happen to notice that Cold Steel has this as a add to cart item. Holy God price. Holy God price.
That's something I've seen a lot of people talking about online. It's just like, holy shit, for this price, you can get a lot of other options out there.
It's 3B and it's 5/16 of an inch thick, and
that's
I want it.
That's kind of the thing. I don't know how you do better than that handle construction, that handle material for that type of knife.
Make the handle material what it used to be. You sons of bitches. That was what
the stuff
make
that melts
better
over time.
Just when you put Vaseline on it.
Yeah.
Material Master's pushing 20 years old.
I was gonna say stop lubing up your knife handles, but
yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's pretty goddamn cool.
God damn it.
So I'm also very curious on what 2022 will bring for Cold Steel, because 2021 was some things not happening the way that they probably had planned on it. But
yeah, it seems a little sad, unfortunately.
Raw materials have been a biatch, and so there's a lot of coming soons.
Can you
not coming cleans, just coming soon. I got a towel right here.
Can you show the Arkansas toothpick while we're here, just because?
Oh, I'll get to it. I'm scrolling down and just seeing.
I know what's out of stock. No, I know what's out of stock and what's add to cart. That's why I only talked about one thing. Is because that's the only
Arkansas toothpick is still out of stock. Product coming soon.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I would have mentioned.
I just want you to click on it so I can look at the knife for a second, because it's pretty.
It is pretty. I forget. 1055 is what they chose for the blade?
1085 maybe on this one?
Can't remember.
I don't know if they ever say.
It's weird. They didn't for some of their models, and then they did for others. And then they had like Instagram posts that had like numbers that actually were binding, and then others that weren't. Like
this knife apparently is 5 ounces, according to this website. This page, yeah.
Flying by the seat of their pants in a lot of instances, it feels like.
Yeah, it's going to come out as 4034. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, for a dagger, it's like, I don't want it to be that. I really hope not, but yeah, they don't actually say the steel type here. That's unfortunate.
You need a companion knife for your Italian bushcraft. I mean,
exactly. And I can put my angst in my front pocket.
You gotta have a YouTube video of you trying to baton it. Just sinking into both pieces.
How dare you?
It's just shunk, and both edges of the dagger are just stuck in 2 pieces of wood.
I'm gonna go out and buy a block of balsa wood and leave the label on it, and then baton that.
Nice. I'm excited for this stupid overgrown kitchen knife. Just throwing that out there.
You should throw it out there. And then I would tell you to go pick that up.
You wouldn't tell me to leave it?
Is it a thing yet?
No, I just drive away when you went to go pick it up.
Dennis abandoned me in the woods again. Yeah.
What was that, Paul?
I was asking if they ever actually made this.
No. I mean, they did a couple promo videos on it, on early production prototypes, but I don't think this has ever like come out anywhere.
No, not to market.
Maybe this and the toothpick will come at the same time.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping the toothpick ends up being at a 1090, because that's what the other one is.
That would be really nice. Stanson 357 is asking if we've ordered any of the kukris from Kailash Blades. And I think we were talking about potentially doing that in the new year if we were to do it at all.
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah, that is probably
For-
a New Year thing.
Couple
I'm
of
still
reasons.
trying to figure out which one I want.
Having money to spend on ourselves post Christmas is definitely a nice thing. Also, shipping is going to be less complicated as weather starts to warm up and flow of traffic is slowed.
Well, Christmas shipping as well, because
Yeah.
that's a real life thing now too. Yeah,
Absolutely.
That black bear. Oh,
I was just waiting for you to mention it. Yeah, that's a cool knife.
Speaking of small pins
yeah.
and overpriced for what it is, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's better than buying the Bark River. I mean, I'd rather have the Bark River, I think, because you could get that one in 3V.
So yeah, we should keep this train rolling.
We should.
But yes, that's the thing. 3V starting to trickle out finally at the exorbitant price that they said it was going to be at. So
Good for them.
surprise! Thanks for keeping your word, Cold Steel.
Yeah.
That's a punch right in the dick.
Well,
Kind of is.
I didn't say it was an undeserved punch in the dick.
But a punch
I
to the
mean-
dick, nonetheless.
it didn't take him 2 years to come out with a smock or anything, but
Oh, speaking of shitting on Spyderco, how's that for a segue? No, this is actually positive news for once. So, and I should retract that a little bit. It's not really news because this is information that was made available in November of last year, but was publicized basically nowhere. In a thread on Spyderco's own forums, Sal Glesser dropped a little bomb, and apparently, I don't know what the ramifications for this were, or whether it flew under everybody's radar. It's just a forward sentence in a thread talking about expanding the golden Colorado-made offerings. We're working on expanding. So this whole situation of them not having new product to move, the fact that they're just doubling down on models they've already been able to make in lightweight formats, doing sprint runs and just different iterations of stuff that they do all the time, makes a lot of sense if you're expanding your goddamn factory. So all my constant bitching and moaning may have been...
Hang on, Joe. Are you misinterpreting that? It's talking about expanding the offerings.
That's what the thread was, but...
And then it's working on expanding. Now, does that mean that he's expanding the offerings?
The plant specifically. The golden...
How do you know that?
Previous posts in the thread. That's just the
Oh,
censure.
okay. Yeah. Backstory, you son of a bitch. Come on.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I gotta get you with the hook. I gotta get you with the hook before I give you the explanation. Yeah.
So yes, love to see the expansion of the Calgary Golden Plant. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're working on expanding. Yeah. Well, they got a goddamn street named after them. Like you can take over a little bit of the block, right? So
yeah, no shit.
When you're the landlord, it's
yeah. So I'm excited. This means that a lot of my bitching and moaning may have been for nothing. It makes perfectly good business sense to do what they've been doing, but the fact that like everyone's kind of complaining about them not doing a bunch of shit in the year, and then having this information out there, it leads me to believe that they're not being super like public about saying, "Hey guys, we're working on expanding." It's weird.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Maybe
it makes a heck of a lot more sense to be upfront and be like, "Hey guys, while we're expanding our business, this is what's happening."
It could be because that timeline for the expansion. Sorry, Dennis, just quick. That because that timeline is so up in the air that they don't want to commit to anything. And they don't want to make people think that, maybe Spyderco is going to go under, or maybe it's going to be difficult to get Spyderco in future, whatever. They don't want to put that image out there. I kind of get it. But I would have liked to have known this months ago, rather than accidentally discovering it.
Okay, so here's the thing. That was a year ago, right? Yeah, that kind of slipped out. Yeah. when was that patent thing that you found out about Spyderco a month and a half ago? When was that patent made?
It was super recent. It was super recent, but I
like
can't remember how recent.
Since November 25th of 2020?
I think in and around that time.
And I'm pretty sure you were saying that the prototype kind of looked like it was a Mannix, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That had the USB, was it a power bank type of technology with the patent and the whatever?
Yeah.
So the Mannix is made in Golden, Colorado, right?
It sure is.
So I wonder if they're expanding their electronic facility for Spyderco.
I fucking hope not.
I'm just saying. It's when we're talking about forum threads and things that were like, posted on the internet that were like, imagine that. Just I'm putting pieces together here, and all of a sudden I got a lithium ion factory sitting next to the Spyderco factory. And we're gonna sog it up for a couple years.
Oh, take my money. No. I'm joking.
And then they can sell the factory to Elon. It's fine.
I was gonna say they're building Teslas. Do you get a free Spyderco with every new Tesla sold?
That's a partnership I'd be very
yes, but it's in one of your tires. So
just inside. It just makes a hell of a noise when you're driving.
It's just some guy standing at the exit. Like, we got a little Italian bushcraft we're doing here. Anyway. I don't know if that's a thing, but
this is basically just my other topic saying like, yeah, hey, I may have been bitching about nothing, both for 4034 and maybe for Spyderco.
We won't see anything. Maybe they're just going to keep on coming out with the same models and just more of them, so they're never out of stock of the things that they are constantly out of stock on.
Yeah, that's a good.
Why would they change what they're doing when it's working? Because people are still fucking buying every goddamn sprint round that comes out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people out there whose entire collection is the paramilitary in every variation that exists.
You're not wrong. And it is somewhat impressive to see those collection photos. But like when you see that the difference in variation is like, that one's pink, that one's blue. They're the same steel and same surface finish and everything else. It's just different colored plastic. Yeah, it kind of.
Hey,
in G10, come on.
One of my Contigos has a gray blade. Okay, like shut up.
Buying the same knife over and over again.
Well,
all right.
I still think I'm going to end up with a Trailmaster. We talked me out of that at one point, didn't we?
Well, you were thinking about the Recon, but
Yeah, I think I've changed my mind again.
I still think 3V Trailmaster is the way to go, but
Trailmaster or bust.
You people are fools, but anyway.
Well, you already have how many Trailmasters? I don't even have one. I've got a Kukri and a Recon Scout.
It's just spending that amount of money on a 10-inch 3V blade,
dude,
and you look at what else is on the market for a 10-inch 3V blade.
We're clearly dreaming at this point.
A lot of money. Buy a Carruthers with Delta 3V.
Forget that. I'm buying for that kind of money after Canadian conversion plus tax. I'm gonna buy myself a nice little tumbling machine, get some ceramic medium. I'm gonna buy a bunch of other stuff before I get a near $1,000 3V Bowie.
Your reasonable thoughts and ideas are not welcome here. Thank you very much.
No, but as far as Barkies go, I keep forgetting the name, but the Tonto they had done like a year or 2 years ago. It looked like a Japanese.
The Tonto. I know which one you're talking about.
Kitsune or something.
Yeah.
That was cool. I'd pay too much money for that. Absolutely, I would.
Like I said, give me the double-edged from Bark River.
So you guys have a decent number of topics you sent me, huh? Yeah.
Well, okay. So you'll notice that 4 of my links is one topic.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that is true.
We were just talking about Spyderco. We could piggyback off of that into my thing, which is very...
Sure, let's piggyback it up.
All right.
Bushcraft style.
Link 1 or 2?
No, neither link. It is the
okay.
second email I sent you. It was just the image stolen from Instagram from
Oh.
Laren Thompson.
Right.
Thompson? Thomas? Laren Thomas? Laren Thomas. Laren Thomas's Instagram.
Thomas Moore? It's one of them. Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, here's the picture. Yeah. Yeah. So that's something that we noticed looking at the catalog.
Indeed.
Later.
So yeah, you're going to be able to get yourself a native 5 in MagnaCut, which is exciting.
Super goddamn exciting.
Indeed.
You know what else is exciting? Rum and eggnog. Ben, fantastic idea. I don't know why I'm not doing that this week, but I will be partaking next week for sure.
All three of us, I think.
No,
All right.
I will not egg my nog.
What? Come on.
I do
Peer
not egg.
pressure. Peer
I don't
pressure.
drink cake.
Okay, did someone bring up the page that we had brought up at work when we were talking about MagnaCut and corrosion resistance? Because all of us were like, what? Salt series, MagnaCut? What's this?
It's a 9.5.
You're a 9.5. No, I take that back. I want to question the judge's score.
Too late. Too late.
I'm going to challenge the judges on that one for sure.
I don't drink cake. Eggnog is just cake without flour. It's eggs, milk, sugar. Tell me it's not cake.
You're not allowed to say those things. I'm trying to find. It was a Knife Steel Nerds article. Do you guys remember the title of the article?
No, God, I wasn't the one that found it in the first place. Jesus.
Nor I. But the corrosion resistance was a 9.5 compared to LC200N, which was a 10 on his scale.
Was it a 9.5? Was that high?
It was a 9.5. It's that high.
Damn.
But that's what happened when you specifically engineer your steel to have all of the chromium in solution.
Here it is.
You found it? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to pop that open now. So it's labeled as new steel in the top middle here, but that would be the MagnaCut.
So the best part about this is if you look at... Oh, okay, that's the actual thing. That's not the chart that we were looking at.
No, I just wanted to show the actual staining for the same test.
I see what you're saying. New steel is MagnaCut, yeah. The actual chart that we were looking at where it was a 9.5 out of 10, the actual edge retention, it was only a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a middling in terms of edge retention.
Like as far as an S90 or an S110 or whatever type of edge retention.
It's got the toughness of M4 and things like that.
Yes. Yeah. But people talk about these new super steels and they keep on instantly talk about
edge retention,
edge holding forever and ever type of thing, because that's kind of the race that a lot of these new steels had. And it's funny to see that this new super steel that's coming out, designed by Mr. Fancy Man himself, only has a 5 on the edge retention. And I don't mean any disrespect by Mr. Fancy Man himself. I actually he's like a bit of a wizard type of thing, right? Yeah.
No kidding. I did find that actual chart, by the way. So this is it's a condensed chart of Laren's ratings specifically for stainless steel. Let's see, we're MagnaCut here. So relative value of 7 for toughness, 5 for edge retention, 9.5 for corrosion resistance. Wow, yeah, that's pretty impressive. So 5 is very similar to the S35 VN, which has a 5 for edge retention. So that, it's cool to see all these numbers compiled. It's cool to see all this information available.
Things
S35 only has a 5 as well.
Sorry?
S35 only has a 5 as well, as far as edge retention.
And a VG10 is 4, and VG10 is 4.5. 4.5, just below. 154 CM is a 4.5, which kind of actually makes sense on par with the VG10. So there's things in there that
There's no M4 in this list, eh? I guess it's stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Yeah. M4, he does have some tool steels up here. 3V, for the record, relative value of 9 for toughness. And then look back down here, relative value for 420 high carbon, 9. That's scary. I didn't realize. Anyway, Oh, and in case you're thinking, oh, he's using the optimized heat treat, like he's really pushing the heat treat in each knife. He actually has, where is it? Anyway, he's got the actual hardnesses for each of these steels outlined somewhere in this article. It's a long article. I'm not going to skim through the entire thing right now, but the important thing for this discussion, that chart. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The thing that I was going to say though, about like the new steels and the edge retention and blah blah blah, I really like crewwear. I'm enjoying the steel so far, but I have dinged that steel up way more than I expected to when I first got it, because for some reason I had in my head the edge retention of like an S90 where I'm going to touch that blade and nothing's going to happen to it. That is not the case. I've buffed out a couple different flat spots on it already. And it buffs terribly easily, but...
I was going to say, crewwear, for those curious, on Laren's chart, 8 for toughness, 5 for edge retention, 5.5 for corrosion resistance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's what he was aiming for, was a crewwear, but stainless, wasn't he?
Relatively speaking, yeah. He wanted something good edge... I think, in part of his rationale, he was looking for something relatively easy to resharpen too. That was a big part of the consideration, because that's something we kind of have to admit is like as much as you or I might be used to resharpening S110 or S90 or like crazy high wear resistant steels.
9V, is that like 3V and 4V and 10V? There's a 9V in there.
9T, yeah, that's 9TV. Yeah. As used to that as we might be, for a lot of people it's just not feasible. Like I talk to people on a fairly regular basis about how difficult they find it is to sharpen S30 or S35, and it's like S35 is like the easiest thing I sharpen on a regular basis, but it's all relative.
When it was the first steel I had in S35, it was a fucking bear the first couple times I tried to sharpen it.
So also super funny that the D2 is actually an edge retention of 5.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. So
the Rex 121 with edge retention 12. No, so that's Rex 21 12.
Yeah.
Toughness 1.
And MagnaCut's given it 2, so that really tells you how brittle that steel is. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Not a chef knife steel. I don't know if I'd want it in a Japanese chef knife or something.
Going off this chart. Well, yeah, ZDP.
So good times.
Yeah.
Indeed. I'm just excited to see this steel become a thing and then become a thing so quickly.
Yes. The acceleration here is very encouraging.
Indeed. I need another beer. I'll be back.
For sure.
So the other thing is the kind of somewhat minimal advertising. They did throw out some social media. They did, but again, like
I think
it's kind of like their move from S30 to S45 on the PM2s and just kind of an under the wire thing. And this kind of has that same vibe of just like, we posted a couple things about it, but this is just going to be a thing that's happening now. And it's almost like,
from Spyderco specifically, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And depending on the price point, then like Chris Reeve that came out with a couple MagnaCuts, it's costing like 4G, 8G, whatever the G's were that they were costing.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
They keep the exact same code for the native 5 that they had before when it was LC200N, which is the same as back as when it was H1. The fact that they're keeping the same product code means the price is probably not going to shift that much. Like they intend to keep it.
But that's what I'm saying is like you've got this MagnaCut Sabenza that's going for $8,000 or $4,000 or somewhere in between those numbers type of thing. And then all of a sudden Spyderco is going to drop a MagnaCut Salt Series for $220 or $259 polar bear dollars or whatever it is type of thing, right? Like it's
so popular no one will be able to get one.
Well, yes, it'll take 9 months for it to actually be released. 10 months.
Does Titanium make aftermarket scales for a native?
I think so. I want to say yes.
Lots of people do. I don't know if they make no, I don't think they do actually.
Really? Not
but other people do. Yeah, for sure. For native parts.
I would say that is definitely a knife worth upgrading if you decided you wanted to grab that.
Because I don't want the yellow, and I was thinking about dyeing it, but that's obnoxious. You gotta buy dye.
If I didn't already have my perfect native right here, I'd be looking forward to that next. That one in a heartbeat.
I'm gonna be honest.
Doing some fluted titanium for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still gonna stick with my S90 over MagnaCut.
But I don't have an S90 one, so
exactly. So you should.
Super good toughness and super good corrosion resistance, but again, the edge retention is wear type of so you got to pick what you want in a knife, right? Like
wear is kind of an understatement because 5 is a range. It's not just D2 and crew wear are identical. There's going to be a spread within that.
For a 5?
Yeah.
They're pretty... Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that because in the article he actually goes into the amount of... It's the Catricard test. It's the millimeters cut per steel. I don't know why he doesn't have that in table format, but somewhere in this article it does go through a table and it has the TCC per millimeter versus the steel versus the hardness of that steel.
Okay.
Which is really, again, super interesting information there. It might actually be in one of the earlier articles.
But you're looking at something that's an all-around steel, right? And that's what he wanted to perfect was an all-around steel.
So
but what I'm saying is S35 is plenty as far as edge retention.
Oh, for most people in most situations, S35 is going to be bang on. Yeah. So here's that table that chart I was looking for. It's a little busy for sure. Yeah. But it's like information is super dense in these articles, which I love, but it bears repeating. You should read these articles once or twice to make sure you catch everything that's being said.
I know Dennis likes his M4 is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
M4 is on that chart compared to MagnaCut and a couple.
Yeah, and actually even the impact, the toughness, and the whatever type of thing. This is actually it has hints of stainless M4 type of idea, right? Like
that's ultimately what this is ending up being like. Is very much like a stainless M4, and if you look at the for relatively similar hardness. Let's see, it does cut less than the M4, but if you bring it up to 65 Rockwell, wow, that's the highest he tested that. That's nuts. That's the other thing, too, is MagnaCut was also supposedly designed to do well at very high hardnesses, to kind of encourage makers to press that heat treat a little bit further along. But I don't know if even Spyderco is going to go that high. Like
in his edge retention, like as far as the scoring goes, M4 got a 6.5. So not that much higher than
I think it was Spyderco that had a Rockwell test of one of the mules at it was 62.8 or 63.8 or something like that.
Really?
High.
So they're running it at that.
People were bitching about the fact that this chart says you can run it all the way to 65, and he's like, for the record, 65 is like an extreme end of because get there, but.
Looking at Laren's chart here, you can see that he's going 61 on the low end, 65 on the high end, and 63 right in the middle. So that makes perfect sense for Spyderco to hit that middle of the road for what this steel is designed to do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because no one said it yet, nerds.
You already said it earlier.
I've definitely said it at least once.
Goddamn nerds, I tell you.
But yeah, no, I think the secret of this steel is being able to get the chromium to stay in solution, which ultimately gives you nice small carbides, vanadium specifically carbides that don't grow too terribly large in the steel. So you don't get brittleness like you do with a lot of stainless steels.
Laren was just sitting there one night looking at his bubble tea. He's like, I've got it. That's it.
Damn it! Now I want bubble tea. Mango, of course.
Mango? Yeah, of course.
Fuck yeah. I know. One last thing, at least from my end, for the MagnaCut, I know it was designed mostly as like a pocket knife steel and enthusiast steel that was supposed to become more mainstream over time. But I want to see it in a big old Bowie knife for how tough it is and how stain resistant it is, and how easy it's going to be to resharpen, I want it in a Bowie knife.
Can I get a Trailmaster and MagnaCut?
You think the 3V is expensive? It might actually be cheaper. I mean, 3V is pretty difficult to machine, so who knows?
Yeah, because Cold Steel will totally be in line for that MagnaCut offering that CPM's throwing off the boat.
Top of the list, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Just like their XHP.
For sure.
Making me sad thinking about things that could have been. Anyway.
Oh, they were. Just not for very long.
Yeah. Mine's over there.
I just had to reach out and grab it because I have it back.
I forgot. Where'd he go? That's also XHP, because why not?
Yeah.
Makes me sad every time I see that. I'm like, good God. This didn't need to be XHP.
Look how shiny that blade is. After spending months in the bush.
It's pretty impressive.
This thing held up like a champ. Like a champion.
I am sufficiently impressed.
How many more topics you got there, Paul? All right, I got 2, so let's get one out of the way. Oh, yeah, you got your Khyber. We can finish on your Khyber.
What?
All right, I got one out of the way. It's the first topic.
The first topic?
4 thread. Yeah, there's 4 threads, but it's really just 2 variations of the same knife. So,
which of these links should I throw up first?
Does not freaking matter. It's honestly. Let's say the third one.
Okay.
So
sent me a lot of links, folks.
We're gonna flog a dead horse on this one. I'm glad that Fisk isn't here, because I'm gonna talk about the penguin again.
That's fucking funny.
Especially because Ben's actually carrying one. Mine's right here for the record.
Mine's over here.
I don't know where mine is. It's probably in the drawer over there.
So, they decided to gift wrap penguin. They call it the frag pattern.
They do? I was going to say that's a total, like, SNG frag pattern. Like,
I call it gift wrapped because it looks like it's ribbons and bows crossed over. It's hilarious.
It feels like Minesweeper.
Okay, sure, that too. Etch a little bombs in all the squares.
I don't hate it.
I dig it.
Oh, they did it on both sides and the lock bar. That's nice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dennis, I had talked myself out of one of these.
Well, then they came out with 4 more. So they got the blues and the black handles in the satins and the black blades. And those are the 4 links that I sent to Joe.
154 cm?
Yes, correct, sir. I don't know what the extra milling is going to cost. There's no price point on QSP's website because they're dicks. So, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, they come out with the blue and a black one. The old black one doesn't look bad. The black and the silver one looks, Jesus Christ. Okay, anyway.
The black and the silver is a little weird. Out of all of these.
Shut your face. Yeah.
Out of
I don't know,
all
man.
of these.
That blue tumbled and then animated a different color.
The blue looks good. I think I'd go with the blue and the black if it were up to me.
I like the blue and the satin too.
Blue and the satin. Yeah. Let me see that black and satin again.
I like the black and satin. I don't care what Joe says.
Black. I wasn't complaining about the black and satin.
I thought you were. I thought you were saying it looked a little weird.
Oh no, the blue and the black looks weird. I still like it probably the most out of all of them, but it definitely looks weird to me.
That's funny that none of us are like black on black, whatever type of thing. So yeah, that's a thing. Merry Christmas. Have a penguin. Just like we were talking about earlier, not one of those Emperor ones.
Take another one.
This one, if you find the pin, it'll explode. So
lovely.
Now you just have PETA for exploding penguins, which
I'd watch that movie.
Hashtag exploding penguins.
It's not my fault I found the pin. Like
you're gonna have to remind me of that hashtag when I buy one of these.
Exploding penguins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those are things. Those are certainly things.
Not
QSP
bad.
is flogging a penguin horse here. That's for sure.
Dude, that horse is just mush now. There's not much left.
Bruh. if my knife was selling that well, I would keep making different variations. It's bug out syndrome. Let's be honest.
I was gonna say Spyderco's doing it, Benchmade's doing it, CRKT's doing it. Like everyone's doing it. Come on, it's not just
Star
TSP.
Trek or Star Wars did it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Netflix tried with Cowboy Bebop, and then it got demolished in the reviews. And apparently anyway, I'm not gonna. Man. I don't like seeing things fail.
Oh yes, and for the correction there, it was not Ben, it was Stanson that had the penguin this evening. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Fair. Someone had a penguin.
I saw a penguin. I got mine kicking around every once in a while. It's sitting there in case I want to beat up a knife. It's right there.
It sure is.
It's a great option for it.
It likes the abuse.
When you want to flog a penguin, it's there for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Gives you those little doe eyes, Disney eyes, as you just pull out your mallet.
Yeah. Pull out your mallet. No, you just grab the Jaeger mace.
It's just behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a scary mace. I love that thing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one of my topics. And then just because we've talked about the penguin a million times, we all know what we're getting. Oh yeah, Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. They're not available anytime soon, let me tell you. Even trying to find them on QSP's website is kind of weird. The front page that has like Hollywood or not Hollywood, sorry, Christmas decorations, holiday decorations on it, and has the frag penguin. When you click on it, it comes up with some other knife completely. So that's kind of funny.
Wow.
I want to do that live.
Yeah, do it. It's kind of funny. Yeah, December new release, the penguin and the hawk, and then click on it.
Yeah, right there. There's all the variations. That's kind of cool. Oh, the hawk looks kind of interesting.
And then the Mustang comes up.
The Mustang. I mean, this doesn't look like a bad-looking knife either, but this isn't a new thing from them.
The hawk?
No. Sorry, the Mustang. I think the Mustang's been around for a while.
But that link is top notch, let me tell you.
Yeah,
they've really got their website figured out.
That's not busted as shit.
Mammoth mold. Oh, yeah, it does have mammoth mold.
An M390 with a nail nick. Whoa. And ball bearings.
I think I broke their website. I tried clicking on the second banner.
Are you trying to make me spend money?
No, it's not that nice of a knife, Paul. So don't do it.
When you go to the second...
Watch some reviews, anyway.
If you go to the second banner and you click it, it links you back to the front page, effectively doing nothing. Their website's busted, man.
It's fine.
Dude,
it was designed by Davgear. It's fine.
Okay. You get to the standard penguin with the denim blue micarta by going to the third link.
Of course you do. How else would you do those things?
And the last one does nothing.
Can we go back to the link with the bronze thing?
Do we have to? Yeah.
Not those bronze ones.
No, I know. You're talking about these ones here, right?
I'll let you know.
The hawk?
No.
Really? Because those are bronze.
That right there. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That was yes.
Okay. Oh, the delay.
When you asked, it was on the first page's hawk, and you were circling around them.
Yeah. No. So, if you like the penguin, but you want it to have a flipper tab, and you also don't like Warncliffes, there you go.
If you want a completely different knife other than the penguin, this is a good option.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's what I just heard there.
Vaguely.
What I'm looking at here?
It's a coffin-shaped penguin without a penguin blade.
Yeah, but what's with the handle? Why is it like? Is it covered in like?
I tried to click it like an idiot. I mean, God forbid.
Fool. You absolute cretin.
Okay, let me look up hawk. Is their search busted too? What's going on with this company's website? Yeah, it's just not loading anything.
We don't have time for a website. We're selling penguins here. Jesus.
Yeah.
And sometimes a Mustang, just on accident. But that's fine.
So I have to go through how many pages of shit. I hate how they have their stuff organized here.
They claim that they sell other knives, but all they sell is actual penguins.
There's a hawk.
No one's ever bought any knife except for the penguin.
So there it is. That looks like some kind of a pitted texture. settle on.
Joe got his hands on it, man. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
That was clean copper and brass before Joe handled it. It's
gonna weigh 1 million pounds, but I kind of like it.
It's like those color changing markers that you just like, it was invisible and then you mark it. Joe's finger and he just runs his finger down. It's just you hear the sizzling as it's happening.
It reminds me of the pumice
You smell sulfur
to get rid of the calluses in the shower.
That's dual purpose, right? It's 154 cm on this one, so it's stainless. Let's check out that chart. How stainless is it?
Oh, no, this is 14C Sandvik that they're asking or given
that's
on
stainless
the,
too. That's like an 8.5 on the stainless scale.
It's pretty goddamn stainless. An S35 with a Verawood handle. Okay, so they have some.
So the brass one is Sandvik, but the wood one is.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Verawood is supposed to be.
It looks like pine. I
was gonna say broom handle.
This is the tree it comes from, apparently. Oh no pictures of trees, just pictures of wood.
Dick pics for Joe.
Apparently. Thanks. Apparently used in tool handles, mallet heads, bearings, bushings, boat building, pulley wheels, and heavy construction. Okay, so it's not a bad choice of wood.
Okay, so it has the similar characteristics to lignum vitae, which is, I believe, one of the most dense woods on the planet.
It is known as that very thing.
Oh, it is actually it.
Yeah. So they're not fucking around with the wood choice then. Okay, that's interesting. Huh, learn something new.
Interesting.
Because that's a crazy ironwood that gets used as boat bearings in giant container ships for their props. Giant wood bearings.
Yeah, that's actually cool as hell.
Well, and you might get a Mustang. I'm not sure. Order one today.
Yeah, we'll find out what you get shipped when you get
it. And by that I mean a horse. It's not actually like a knife at all. They just sent you a horse.
It's like, I wondered why I paid $3,100 for this.
They didn't poke holes in the crate, by the way. Good luck to you.
Well, beating a dead horse. It
wasn't going to survive me anyways.
It ships with a wooden mallet for beating a dead horse.
Oh, it was dead before it left the port.
Did they freeze it at least for me?
Nope, just put some straw in there like it looked like it was alive.
Oh no. It's just mummified.
We gave it some food. All right, so before you jump onto your last one, Paul, I got one more here to round us out. Last link of the night there, Joe, just because I'm finding random shit.
Third topic.
I'm pretty sure it was the second topic because the third topic was the Recon Scout.
Right. Second topic, i.e. third topic.
i.e. third topic.
Oh, well, isn't that interesting? I'm bringing that up right now.
So CRKT sneaking stuff out on us and not telling people. One of the things they're sneaking out is a knife that's actually worth buying.
Yeah, I would agree with that. How many
Kabam.
dollars is
D2 Scribe.
Oh,
is it
$30
fucking
bucks.
exclusive?
No.
Good.
No. And price point, Joe, $30.
$30
of the bald eagle dollars. Glaze those donuts, break them out, boys. It's
That's absolute insanity.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, definitely.
Me too. Yeah, this knife was kind of cool, but it was hard to justify for 5CR if you were using it as a surgical blade, like Nigel had kind of like joked around the road, or not even joked around, just used and scalpel blade, whatever. But D2, I could use this as a little kitchen knifey thing with the blackout blade and the like emergency camp kitchen set type of thing to have a sharp knife for food prep. This thing would be perfect.
With that wide clip too, it wouldn't make a terrible like money clip in the pocket.
I think it's still a little bit long. They said USB stick, but it's a little bit longer than a USB stick.
Personally,
is it longer than a lighter?
I think so.
Closed a little bit still. Yes, I would say.
Overall length is 4.13 inches. So, like, closed, it's about
I was going to say the size of your 452 there, Paul.
A lighter is 3 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing, too, have you guys heard anything about the longevity of the sheath retention on this guy?
No.
That's probably for the best. If you haven't heard anything, it's probably working fine for most people.
I mean, I think most people bought this knife, realized the blade goes dull pretty quick, and went, meh.
Maybe.
It's a cool little novelty. Yeah.
I've also seen a lot of people... oh, sorry if you're hearing a dog barking in the background. He's probably just being fed.
As a man who knows a thing or two about useless blades. But that's
you're going to say, for a man who knows a thing or two about being fed. I know. Don't blame that dog in the slightest.
No. I, too, scream when food is put in front of me. Yes! Yes! I'm actually kind of excited about this stupid little thing.
Oh, yeah. D2, $30. Look at that go.
I'll buy one for my dad. Hell yeah.
I'm into it.
He'd get some good use out of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I even like the black coating.
I am kind of concerned about the longevity of the sheath, especially the clicky on the handle and how long it'll actually stay put on the handle as well. I do have some hesitations about it, but if you're using it as a little minimalist blade or whatever type of thing, a backup to a backup.
I think I'm more likely to put a lanyard on the back side of it and just use that rather than clicking it onto the back end.
Yeah, pretty much same thought here.
This way I can put that piece down somewhere and lose it.
Yes. And then you just have to put the knife back in your pocket, just loose. Because that's what you would do in that situation, right?
Just drop it into a 5th pocket. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it will. I've never bought on.
Did you say fish pocket? Just slide it down into my fish pocket. That's something completely different, dude.
You're going to leave my fish pocket alone.
Please, for the love of God, leave his fish pocket alone.
It did say it was going to be me. It's.
I don't know. There were some strong implications.
Have you smelt it down there?
I have not. And down there,
Hey. Come on, guys.
Oh, I'm sure that's part of the goal. I don't
leave my fish pocket alone.
Just in a smooth deviation away from your fish pocket there, Paul. I've never bought into using the sheath for this knife as an extension of the handle. It's always seemed like a really piss poor idea.
No, it's just somewhere to put it.
That's just it. As far as extra grip, every time I've tried putting it like that and then getting a secure grip, it shifts and comes off of the end immediately.
Maybe I'll tie a lanyard to both pieces, so when I unclip it, it'll just dangle.
That would actually be a really good solution, but I don't think there's actually a way to put a lanyard loop through it. Unless there's are there small holes on the far side of the sheath? I can't remember.
No.
There's not yet.
I guess you could just, poke a hole with a pin or something. And,
So when you have to hang a package at work and they've got those little clear plastic hang taggy things with the double-sided tape that you just stick onto, it's just do that. Just do that. It's fun.
Okay. I'll take your advice. I'll do it. I have no reservations about that at all.
It's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
I'm going to be honest, I zoned out for a minute. What were we talking about?
Oh, just you putting one of those hang taggy sticker things so you can hang things up on the back of your sheath. Obviously, that's the answer in this situation.
Fishing line, but this is much more convenient. String that'll break in a day? I'm here for this.
You use one of those Chinese finger traps and put the sheath on one side and attach your pinky onto the other side. You'll never lose it. And you'll only have minor pinky wounds. It's fine.
I'm terrified.
He says.
The knife's not that big. And I mean, if you had the original one, it's only 5 CR. It'll go dull way before you can bleed out.
Indeed.
This much is true. But hey, I fully support this. CRKT. Put more D2 in things. Just do it. Just D to it.
So, Ben, we might actually deep dive on an O knife maybe next week. Titanium S35 sounds intriguing, but we got to have time for Paul's Khyber uppercut dagger.
This is where I cut myself right in the face.
Please don't.
On live TV. And go.
So things. Little knife made in Japan by I think the company was Khyber. They were commissioned by K-Bar. It seems like there was only the 2 knives. I've never seen, in my looking for Khyber knives, I've not seen anything else pop up. It, oddly enough, seems like Smith & Wesson, of all people, was the sheath maker for K-Bar on this project, which is interesting.
Interesting.
You can buy the other model, the larger model of the Khyber knives, and it comes with Khyber on the blade and then K-Bar embossed into the sheath, just to make it really, confusing and ambiguous.
I'm looking for a photo of that because it's kind of funny.
I think I sent you 2 links. In one of the links, I think you can see it.
Here's a really stupid one.
Okay.
I just found this. Oh, God damn it, Pinterest. I don't care. Oh, is there any other source for an image like this? Oh, that sucks. Okay, whatever. It's probably going to be a little difficult to make out. But
also that Dick Richards. It's also the Khyber Pass, but not in this place. It
certainly was. It's also a traditional knife by Afghan as well, I believe, is it?
The Khyber Pass knives. If you type in Khyber knife, you don't get these knives unless you add K-Bar.
This is the other version. I know it's difficult to make out what's being written stamped on that sheath there. It's a Smith & Wesson sheath.
That says K-Bar on the other side.
Yeah. It's just to add, silly.
There's 3 names on one object. Can you zoom in on that picture at all?
I'm already quite zoomed.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Pinterest doesn't allow me to do much. So let me see if this is as zoomed as I can get. I don't know.
The second link that I sent to you had a bunch of pictures that might be better than looking here.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
The second link you say. Copy. Paste. Amazon listing. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that I find most interesting about it is the flower pattern pins that are embossed into this knife.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Can you see? Yeah, there's a couple pictures of the sheath there that might show the K-Bar on it.
Oh, yeah, there's a very clear image of the Smith & Wesson there. And...
oh, yeah, those pins, man.
No K-Bar on the front. This one is just Smith & Wesson. Interesting.
Weird. Because I've definitely seen other pictures that I probably should have saved and sent that said K-Bar across the front. I will say, though, as a boot knife, Smith & Wesson does it the right way by adding a little metal tab to the end of the leather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that when you push it out of the way, it actually gets out of your way and doesn't just flop.
Yes.
Also, thought this handle was bone because it kind of looks like bone. It is a polymer.
Is it polymer or is it micarta?
It's polymer.
Oh,
mine is paper micarta. And both of these models were actually in production from 1976 until 1983. So I can't decide if I want it to be a later version from 83 when I was born, because then the knife would be as old as I am. It's at least as old as I am. But this thing might be up to 45 years old, which is kind of insane to think how good a shape that's in. It's almost 40.
I'm just realizing that my Amazon is in French here, and whatever link you sent to me is making it French, and I hate it.
Oh, that's weird.
So, Joe.
Yeah.
I just randomly sent you some stuff I found on Khyber as well.
Oh, okay.
So 2 daggers, yeah, but they made folders
Did
for
they really?
Khyber as
no
well.
way.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
I
isn't
just sent
that
you
interesting?
a link
Yeah, I just popped that one open.
to an old Smoky Mountain post. So Khyber 26-3 micarta lockback, manufactured in Japan by K-Bar in the 70s or the 80s.
So I think that 70s or 80s is literally that 76 to 83. They had a relationship with a company in Japan.
Brass liners, nickel silver pins, 5 inches closed, 6.25 ounces. They were not fucking around. This thing was a $110 worth of weight.
Look at the size of that pivot. Jesus.
Yeah. Kind of cool, but god damn.
There's only one of these. The picture you see is the picture that's for sale. Yeah, old stock. That's cool. But the other picture I found randomly is like a old Reddit post with like 4 different Khyber lockbacks.
Nice.
So yeah, these guys did some things.
Pop that open quickly here. Oh, they did. Oh,
there's a good looking fixed blade by Khyber too.
Yeah.
The Khyber 2650.
That bottom one.
Yeah.
Reminds me of my MagnaCut, quite honestly.
Are those Corby bolts? Yeah, look at that. The stainless steel, or I'm guessing stainless steel interior with the brass surrounding it. That's kind of cool.
Like it.
Yeah, there's definitely some things here. Here's another one here, Joe. I just sent it to you right now. Nice, good looking fixed blade. So I'm in Oz 6 steel. This one actually specifies.
Nice.
Oz 6.
I knew they were
between 1976 and 1983.
There we go.
Fuck yeah.
Oz 6. Dude, I was doing a deep dive trying to figure out when Oz 6 was first introduced, hoping that would give me an idea as to if it was the steel or not.
The best part is the picture I found is actually the bottom picture from Reddit. It's that fixed blade that you were looking at the pins. This is another variation of that knife. Is the third email that I just sent you about.
Yeah. I just got that open here. Yeah. Oz 6A. So
it's actually an Amazon listing from God knows when.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So there is a chance that your dagger is made with something else other than Oz 6, but it's looking pretty good. That I don't know why they would deviate that far from Oz 6.
Yeah.
As of right now, it's the best guess going, because otherwise it just says stainless.
So yeah, very interesting. As I'm deep diving, I've never looked into this company in the slightest, but I'm finding some shit.
Hey, there's a name here.
There's a name, you say.
Fukuta? Fukuta?
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, this
dive.
Made by Taka Fukuda, was the first Japanese member of the American Knife Makers Guild and apprenticed to Bob Lovelace. God damn.
Oh, really?
Okay,
now?
Well, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I was wondering why. Like, that looks like a Lovelace. And then seeing the Lovelace title, like, they say it's a Lovelace design. But it's made by his Japanese apprentice.
Yeah. Super cool.
That's nutters.
The first link I sent you is a bunch of pictures of this version, and I think you should just go through those pictures because it's pretty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the way I feel about things. The one unfortunate thing with paper micarta and aluminum pins is that as the aluminum oxidizes, it does expand the paper ever so slightly right at the pin site. I don't know if you can even see it on screen here, but it's ever so slightly raised. Like, this knife looks exactly like mine. Like, even down to the pins.
The condition yours came in was very impressive.
Yeah.
Given how old these knives are. I mean, it must have just sat in whoever's collection for however long, right?
Yeah, it's a shame that I'm going to ruin it by carrying it.
No.
Yeah, mine's actually in better shape than that. Mine, you can definitely see some gapping. slight gapping.
And
nearly as bad as that.
Joe, if you go to eBay, and I know this is a weird thing to type in, but Khyber, so Khyber. Go ahead, Paul.
Khyber.
Sorry, before we leave, there's just one cool thing that's in this picture on that link that I just sent you.
Yeah.
If you look at the part number and you look at my part number, they both have a gap in the second in the 5.
Oh, the tooling. Yeah, because the tooling had worn.
Single one.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
sure
that.
is. Sure does. Yeah.
All right. What am I looking at?
Well, the Chinese knockoff had to get it right from the pictures, right? So it's So sorry, eBay, Khyber, and then type in the word knife, singular, and then space knives. I know it's a weird Google Translate thing, but you actually come up with a ton of actual Khyber.
Yeah, you do.
Like the pocket knives in particular. All of a sudden you start scrolling and you're like, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah, you do. There's some Afghani stuff that's thrown in as well, but there's goodness me, there's a lot of interesting looking blades here.
Yeah, there's some classic pocket knives there that they used to make.
A lot more knives than I was expecting.
And now it's back into the antique.
And then
I really want that other larger dagger.
Probably worth picking up at some point.
I thought Oz 6 was too high in knife quality steel in 1980. Like, I'm shocked that it was actually existed back then, to tell the truth. I didn't really notice Oz 6 come around until like mid to late 80s.
American markets. But I'm
Japanese markets. I'm kind of wondering how long Almar was using Oz 6 or companies like that, right?
I wonder if we went to the Hattori Collector website, if we could find some sort of convergence on those materials between like what what Kershaw was doing at the time, or SOG, because both of those companies use that steel.
And yes, Khyber between 76 and 83. They didn't go past 83, and that Loveless blade does say Oz 6 right on it. So yes, apparently, yeah.
The thing that I was going to say is with the Oz 6, you obviously get a really nice polish on that steel. So I can see why a lot of companies would go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, pretty good edge retention compared to most else out there.
Is that a steel insert in brass scales that you were just showing there?
It might be. I might just take a quick detour to the description to find out.
It was an aluminum. It's fine.
Either way.
Aluminum insert.
Either way. Joe, you're ridiculous.
Vintage. I'm not going to carry this thing. Okay, they don't.
Yeah, only an idiot would carry something like this.
Your words. Yeah,
there are other people's words too, for the record, but you know.
Oof.
Yeah.
Words hurt, man.
Yeah.
I do have feelings, you understand.
Coming from knife guys, come on.
Oh, yeah, I mean. Yeah, anyway. Really cool find. Really interesting. I'd like to dive a little bit deeper into the history for some of the stuff, because goddamn.
And yeah, like you're saying, Khyber is a little more than just 2 daggers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Some of these pocket knives actually look like old vintage Kershaw stuff, which I wouldn't be surprised if they were all being made in the same Japanese factory. Because there's some similar vibes, for sure.
When K-Bar stopped their relationship, maybe Kershaw picked it up.
You were talking about about a buck 110's worth of weight. Well, how about a buck 110?
What's the weight on that one?
Curious. They don't tell you.
It's the Handy Hunter.
God, sometimes you're. Oh yeah.
Oh, they should sue.
Sometimes. God damn it.
Khyber's going after Bark River. Knife news. Check it out.
I was gonna say.
I mean, sometimes
Bark River has a different interpretation of what that means.
They're not actually saying, which is super irritating. Sometimes you're given a surplus of information on eBay listings, and other times it's go fuck yourself. You don't know about this thing already? Well, Yeah.
Get it out. I got some Italian bushcrafting to do over here. So.
Somebody give me some balsa wood.
I got a baton, some balsa wood. That would be Italian style bushcrafting.
I want you to know, my father from beyond the grave is giving you one of these so hard.
Yeah.
Mr. Rattlebones. Just
Mr. Rattlebones.
Jesus Christ. I was going to be offensive, but Joe beat me to it. Fuck.
Well, after he went like this, all I can think of is just like the skeletal hand just clacking against itself rapidly.
Maraca style.
Like, I was going to say like a xylophone.
Yeah. Like, that's terrifying. Thank you. Thank you for that mental
That's
image.
the rib cage, by the way. Come on.
Joe, you can be rest assured he was cremated. It's more of a fine dust than anything.
Yeah.
Just
It's a wisp. It's a wisp in the wind. It's yeah.
Straight
it's a
to
wrist
hell.
in the wind, I tell you.
Straight to hell. You know what? I'm actually curious enough. Just disregarding all that, I'm going to Hattori Collector and seeing when.
He's like, I'm going to look at on 6. That's it.
Yeah.
We should think about wrapping it up while Joe's distracted about on 6. But yeah.
Well, absolutely. But I want him to see if they have anything from Khyber on that, because that makes me excited.
The Khyber knives.
Right up in the nips.
Nah.
Khyber uppercut.
Apparently, Khyber had nothing to do with
Oh, that trooper, though.
Wait a second. What the hell's this? What does that look like?
I don't know. You keep scrolling around. I can't tell.
Oh, it's an Almar. Never mind. Okay.
It's an Almar.
The handle's too straight. It's similar too, but not the same.
Well, like I said, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of Almar had their hands in a whole bunch of brands back then.
Tell me that's not the same micarta.
They were the Sanrenmu of Japan back in the 80s.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
I wonder if Smith & Wesson made that sheath.
They all look stupid similar.
Right?
Anyway, good deep dive. Good deep dive.
Yeah.
We all learned something today.
You know,
Indeed.
I learned something today.
I'll forget it as soon as the stream is over, but you know.
I have a knife at least as old as me.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of cool beans.
Could be. Could be. It could be.
And now I want that one. And one of those.
Find a Khyber pocket knife now.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple on eBay where it's like,
there's a couple traditionals I'd put in my pocket. Those smaller, the second one there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put that in my traditional collection and carry that with Oz 6 any day of the week. That'd be a classy one.
The second and even the first, the little guy.
The little one's kind of cute.
I got a Northwoods. They're too small. That little creek or whatever I got.
Hey man, I have a thing for carrying knives in my fifth pocket.
Little Bay? Yeah, it's a Little Bay. That's what it is. This guy. It's cute as hell, but it's a small traditional. And
Wasn't
the
that the
pull
one-
on it? Oh my god.
I was going to say, it's not like a 9 out of 10 for a pull, like Jeebus. I distinctly remember
It's
trying to
a
open
little
that thing and tearing a chunk of my nail off.
Yeah, you'll hurt yourself for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Clickety clack.
Did you hear it talk? I heard it talk.
It was walking away.
I mean, it is wearing its boots.
And yes, there should be a Khyber Fruber, by the way, but it's spelled with an H.
Khyber Fruber.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is bad. It's terrible. Thank you for poisoning my mind with that.
Joe's gonna let you know how he really feels.
Yeah. Joe had a poisoning this evening. It's fine.
Don't worry
It's a
about it.
drive-by poisoning.
Every
worry,
Sunday
we'll
at
tell you
7:15 Mountain Pacific time.
Now I want like a dozen more super pretentious daggers.
See, just one.
Like
That's what makes it super pretentious.
But you gotta think of like what's his name?
Okay.
God damn it! Why did his name just leave my head? The guy from Desperado.
I've seen fewer.
Oh, with the vest. Yeah.
The best. I want
Antonio
that.
Banderas.
I've seen
not Banderas though. The other guy,
Danny Trejo.
Trejo. I want a vest full of these.
Okay, but keep in mind, you have the dagger that is the least common seen out of all the Khybers that we've been researching on and off over the last couple weeks. So what? You're gonna settle for something more common? No, you already have the most rare one.
No, I just want 12 of these. I want.
The exact same one. Okay, fair enough.
I want to have all of them so nobody else can have one.
I thought about scooping up a couple other of these little rigids.
It's not enough that I have one. I want people to go without.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty pretentious.
See?
See? My job here is done.
Oh.
And I bow.
Well, one of those Loveless fixed blades. That's a good looking knife. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
You've always been kind of a fan of those smaller little skinners, though, hey?
I like Bob Loveless's stuff. And
Yeah,
knowing that What's-His-Face designed it, Mr. Apprentice Boy from Japan, you know.
I think I'm going to have to carry my MagnaCut next week. Because apparently they go together.
You need to think harder about those choices.
Hey, man.
I mean, you need to probably think harder about a lot of choices, but...
Are you telling me that carrying my MagnaCut is the wrong choice?
I'm not saying it's the wrong choice, but you owning it is the wrong choice. So,
brutal.
I know you feel some kind of ways about that knife.
Well, you know.
And you're gonna have to continue to feel that.
I gotta go a little Italian bushcrafting on you if I need to.
I hate it.
Baton with both sides of the knife. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, split two pieces of wood at once. Yeah, that's definitely the...
Are you suggesting batoning like in this motion?
Yes. Yeah.
I hate it.
And then you've got a third baton on top of the first baton. I don't know where the second baton is. You just go from one baton to a third baton.
I need to put an edge on this thing at some point.
Yeah, that's a different topic for a different day.
Indeed.
And on that note,
I just wanted to show it off, if I'm being honest.
That's fair.
All right. On that note, we should thank Cutting Edge for getting that all the way from Winnipeg for you.
Indeed.
In particular, our boss. We won't name names. We'll just leave it at that.
But dude, bruh.
Thanks for going all the way. It's a fun one.
Yeah, it's high in the list as far as treasured items at the moment.
Well, you know, you couldn't get a Bark River boot knife, so
that's
you
it.
You had to go somewhere.
You couldn't even settle for a rigid.
I was saying to Joe that I don't normally carry a knife when I'm at home because if I'm sitting down here, there's a dozen knives in front of me. There's knives over there. They're everywhere. So I don't need one in my pockets.
First of all, buy a Dragonfly. You'll change your mind. Anyway, continue on. No, buy another one.
I have been carrying this at home because I don't need pockets to carry it. That's
still horrible. Although I would be lying if I said I hadn't clipped this to sweatpants before. It actually works quite well. I'm a little
just not going to come into work one morning. They're going to find him face down in an Italian style neck knife.
Oh no! Another senseless victim of Italian bushcrafting.
Yes. Look like we could chalk one more up to the victim of Italian bushcrafting.
Absolutely.
So,
he was trapping man's deadliest prey.
When Joe
himself.
When Joe was picturing the Italian bushcraft knife and just dead Italians page after page, what I was picturing was The Simpsons 5 do's and 15 don'ts of knife stuff.
Of knife safety.
Yeah. Don't do what Donnie don't does. And I pictured it in my head, and everything that you weren't supposed to do was followed by one of these.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or don't, whatever.
Or another Simpsons thing is or don't, whatever. I'm a sign, not a cop.
I'm a sign, not a cop.
All right. Who else we thinking on this bad boy? We can save Christmas surprises for next week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've gone long enough this week, so
I may not be able to do next week. That's kind of up in the air. So
you suck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then it'll be a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boxing Day, whatever it is. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We just don't have time. It's 5 to 9. We need to get this shit wrapped up.
That's
I need to go and eat a thing.
Yep. That's fair.
So, thanks for everyone for joining us. Yeah. Good times tonight.
Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. You bet. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000, aren't we?
No, we're not. We're exactly the same number.
Yeah, closer and closer. Closer and closer. 4 steps backwards, 4 steps ahead. That's how we do.
I keep blocking all of the Damascus salesmen out in the world. And it's really killing our numbers.
I mean, those Russian bots are really, really sad about the fact that they can't hit on you electronically, man.
They're Russian. Of course they're sad.
Are Russians sad?
You've never heard of the sad Russian?
By law. It's, yeah.
Is a sad Russian like a weird sex move or something?
Oh, it's the drink that no one orders.
It's a lot of things. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thanks again to everyone on Patreon. Not a ton of guys, but yeah, we will have a good surprise coming up over the holiday season here. I'm going to use the word holiday season just because it spans a wider range for us to get away with this shit. So
the Christmas miracle is the fact that we got it figured out.
Yes.
So we can announce it whenever we want to. And on that note, thank you, Joe, because you're swell.
I'm not thanking Joe.
Hey, man.
It's probably the right answer. It's the once a week you can get away with that, to be like, hey, okay, I deserve that.
Deserve what little you get kind of thing, you know.
And I guess YouTube, like, subscribe, all of that good times. We're getting closer on the 600 on the YouTube subscribers as well. Yeah, we like getting together every Sunday, even though it's not the biggest stream in the world. We continue to have fun with it. I think we do every week, except for Joe next week because he doesn't want to have any fun.
Look, in his defense, he's getting a kitten. That seems like a lot of fun.
What? You can't do that live on Sunday? Like,
no. I don't think I can.
His knife reveal is just a cat. It's fine.
That'd be kind of cool.
We'll get Fisk back in the comments, I tell you. So.
Yeah, probably. Well, that's just it. So not next week, but probably every following week, I'm probably going to have that cat just sitting here while we're doing the stream. It's going to be great.
We'll get him a bird. We'll get him a bird cage. He can sit next to Fuzzy Nuts over there. It's fine.
Oh, God.
Get the cat a bird cage.
Well, yeah.
I don't think either of them would like that.
We'll put a hamster wheel in the back of the bird cage. Well, cat will work out just fine. I've owned pets. I know how it works.
I've owned pets.
Yeah, I believe you.
The best. Okay, disclaimer here. For anyone who actually knows me, they know how much I've actually spoiled my pets. So it's
yeah.
Proof is in the pudding. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. No.
Christmas pudding.
Your cat's in the pudding.
Wow, that's where the proof is. Where else am I going to put them? I'd say the proof is over there when the pudding is right in front of you, man.
I don't like any of that.
Please.
I really don't. I know I say that a lot, but I particularly don't like cats and pudding.
Let's call this.
Oh.
Wow. Depends on whether you know it's in the pudding or not.
That ruins both cats and pudding.
Yeah.
What?
The worst of both worlds.
Pudding skins didn't ruin pudding earlier in the summer. It's got to be cat oriented for it to actually be that bad.
I'm going to be honest. I think I can count on one hand the number of times that I've eaten pudding in my life.
With or without cat, we're not sure at this point.
I thought you were going to say with or without skins.
Well, you got to skin the cat first. Come on. What kind of pudding are you making here?
Oh God! All right.
Call back to PETA for the third time tonight.
Straight.
Yeah.
Straight to
Half a bald eagle. Half a bald eagle.
See, I'm more okay with that.
It's an eagle's beak.
That's part of the half.
I just want an eagle's beak.
One wing.
Somebody
1
send me
foot.
an eagle's beak.
Eagle's beak soup. It's like a broth of eagle
No,
beaks.
I just want it on a shelf next to my other knickknacks.
Next to my baby seal fur.
Yeah, my infant narwhal.
And my shark fin.
My exploded penguin parts.
All right, boys. Thanks for the fun tonight. We'll see you again next week. Maybe. I don't know. If not, the week after that. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All that good times. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm exile.ca.
As always, thanks a ton. And we'll see you next time. Whenever that is.
Now go away.
Can the bird pie be a bald eagle?
Yes.
They're off the endangered species list. They're a fair game now. I'm not American.
The problem is that bald eagle pie, you're gonna get scavenger taste.
No, you just cut across the grain. It gets rid of that.
Cut across the. Okay.
Across the pie grain?
I think I'm done.
How does one grain a pie?
Across the beak grain. It's slice lengthwise.